We warmly welcome everyone to today's stakeholder consultation for the proposed projects of the ports of Balingoan and Jasaan. We are grateful for your and continued support as we engage in meaningful dialogue toward the development and improvement of our port facilities. We are pleased to announce that today's affair is being conducted as a blended event. In addition to our guests joining us here on site, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to our online participants joining us from Balingoan. We value your presence and look forward for your active participation during the consultation and open forum. To formally commence your program, may we request everyone to please stand for the invocation and please remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem.
Sikoy ko kami gimu tolangi Sikoy ko kami gimu to aldo woy bulan Ikaw ang nagbuhat sa kabituunan Ikaw ang nagbuhat sa kalibutan Manama, mawantog ka Warag po ko ilingkoy ko O Diyos, kahibulungan ka Busa ikaw lang ang simbahon ko
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم آمين يا رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم اجمع شامل المسلمين والكريستيان والأمم في مدينة دباو وسلم دائما مجتمعنا هذا بالسلم والأمن والتقدم في بلدنا هذا آمين يا رب العالمين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today to praise and worship you and give you thanks for all the things you continue to provide for ourselves and our families. Father, we humbly ask for forgiveness for all the times we have offended you, when we forget to acknowledge your presence in the image of our brothers and sisters, and for moments we fail to be good stewards of the blessings you have given us. Continue to guide and protect each one of us, Lord, that we may always walk in the lights of your everlasting love and mercy. Grant us, Father, with your comfort in times of distress and with your strength in times of weakness. Bestow upon us your unending grace and healing, that we may in turn become instruments of gentleness and compassion to others. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, with the prayer and the intercession of our Blessed Mother. Amen.
Manama, mawantog ka Warag po ko ilingkoy ko O Diyos, kahibulungan ka
perhaps the country will revive the maritime and mercantile life for which the islanders are fitted by their nature, and once more free, like the bird that leaves its cage, like the flower that unfolds to the air.
Thank you. You may now take your seats. To ensure everyone's safety and awareness, may we now request everyone's attention as we present the safety induction through an audiovisual presentation.
Welcome to PMO Misamis Oriental, Cagayan de Oro. This safety induction will help you understand basic safety rules and emergency procedures while you visit the Port of Cagayan de Oro. As an IMS certified port, the Port of Cagayan de Oro upholds policies and standards on occupational safety and health, environmental management, and quality management. Your safety is our top priority. At the Port of Cagayan de Oro, safety is the heart of our working life. Safety is a shared responsibility whether you are a port worker, visitor, contractor, industry partner, or on your first job. It is important that everyone has the knowledge to make the right decisions to stay safe, especially during emergency situations. In case of fire, earthquake, accident, or other emergencies, please do not panic and always keep calm. 2. Perform the appropriate emergency procedures. Remember to use the acronym PASS in operating a fire extinguisher and to drop, cover, and hold on during occurrence of a strong earthquake. 3. Know and follow the evacuation routes. Directional signages are installed in this building that will lead to the nearest exit. 4. In case of emergency evacuations, proceed to the designated assembly areas. 5. Always follow the instructions from the authorities. Please take note of these important reminders as you stay in the port. Have a safe and pleasant stay at PMO Misamis Oriental, Cagayan de Oro.
At this point, may we call on our PMO MOC Secretariat to formally acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests, officials, stakeholders, and participants.
Good morning, everyone. May we take a moment to formally acknowledge the presence of our stakeholders. We would like to acknowledge the participants from PCBSI Port Terminal Management Corporation, Comptroller Ms. Mary Ann Pineda, Finance Officer Ms. Ching B. Ligang, Branch Manager Mr. Michael Mokoro, and the General Manager Ms. Maria Rosalina Angeline. From the Philippine Coast Guard, We have Commander CGSS of Jasaan, Mr. Lester Dave Ramirez. Substation Commander from Balingoan, Mr. John Paul Ambay. From LGU Balingoan, Municipal Administrator Mr. Steve Mark Lagapa. MPDC Mr. Raynon Ortiz. From Balbagon Arastra Stevedoring and Porterage Services Admin Officer, we have Ms. Christine Salon. Operations Manager, Mr. Owen Rayos. From the Light Shipping Corporation Branch Manager, we have Mr. Jensen Jimenez. From LGU Hasaan, Municipal Planning and Development Coordinator, Mr. Johnny Macabasa. From Philippine Information Agency, we have Information Officer 2, Mr. Sean Alejandro Uy. And 2 interns, Ms. Cristel Ideza and Ms. Ivana Otto. From Puntod Barangay Council, Barangay Information Officer, Mr. Kristen Dan Nagit. And Puntod Barangay Chairman, Mr. Alexis Daser. From PNP Maritime 10, PEMS Ms. Joylene Paclibar. And Patrolman Mr. Mienrado Agoo. From Philippines Pan Asia Carrier Corporation, Branch Manager Mr. Jerson Vallaspin. From TransAsia Shipping Lines, Operation Manager Mr. Anson C. And from Barangay Makabalan, Barangay Information Officer Ms. Giselle Arizobal. Barangay Administrator Mr. Leopoldo Mercado. And Barangay Sanitary Inspector, Mr. Romeo Abragitin. From the confirmed 22 stakeholder participants, we have actual participants of 26 stakeholders. Yan. Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone for joining us today. To formally welcome us all this morning, may we call on Fernando B. Mapalo Jr., Port Manager, Philippine Ports Authority, Port Management Office of Misamis Oriental, Cagayan de Oro, to deliver his welcome remarks. May we give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Cassie. Maayong buntag sa tanan. Good morning. On behalf of the Philippine Ports Authority and the management headed by our General Manager J. Daniel R. Santiago, I would like to warmly welcome all our distinguished guests and valued stakeholders to this stakeholder consultation for the public-private partnership project of the clustered ports of Balingoan and Jasaan. Your participation reflects our shared commitment to transparent, inclusive, and consultative governance, principles that are central to the PPP framework and essential to protecting the public interest. This consultation forms a vital part of the PPP process. It provides an open platform to present the proposed project, clarify its objectives and components, and most importantly, to listen to the public's view, concerns, and recommendations. Your insights will help us ensure that the project delivers value for money, promotes sustainability, and responds to the needs of port users and host communities. The clustering of the ports of Balingoan and Jasaan under a PPP framework aims to enhance operational efficiency, improve port facilities and services, strengthen safety and environmental standards, and support regional economic growth while upholding accountability and public welfare. We extend our appreciation for your participation today as we collectively work together towards an initiative that upholds the public interest and advances sustainable port development. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Salamat.
Thank you so much, PM Toto. To mark the opening of today's consultation, let us call upon Attorney Marisa Rachel Arshaong, the PBAC Vice Chairperson, for the opening message. A round of applause, please.
Hello. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. I would just like to extend my gratitude for all the stakeholders, both public and private, for showing up today and for heeding our invitation for this stakeholders consultation meeting. I would also like to invite everyone to participate and not only treat this consultation meeting as a compliance activity, but as an opportunity for both us from PPA and from our stakeholders to openly discuss our comments, our opinions, and all the findings that we have in this proposal. I would like to, in behalf of the committee of PPA, I would like to formally open this consultation meeting. Good morning.
Thank you, Attorney Ong, for your guidance and support. We now proceed to the consultation proper, which will be moderated by Sir Edsel Calo, the TMO Balingoan Terminal Manager.
Thank you, Cassie. Good morning, everyone. Allow me to introduce to you the members of our stakeholders consultation panel who will respond to your questions later. We have here Attorney Hanika Rachel Arsha J. Ong, Assistant to the General Manager. Ms. Josephine M. Napiere, Department Manager of the Port Operations and Services Department. We also have Engineer Reynan C. Parafena, Department Manager of Port Planning and Design Department. Joining us also is Attorney Rigel L. Kaabay, Department Manager of the Legal Services Department. And the Port Manager of PMO Misamis Oriental Cagayan de Oro, Sir Fernando B. Mapalo Jr. And together with our panel are the members of our TWG. We have Port Manager Jenelisa D. Rebong from PMO NCR North and PM Catherine R. Esto from PMO NCR South. Also joining us from Port Planning and Design Department, Ma Melody Esperidion and Sir Ryan Joseph F. Carino. We also have Ms. Gail Tabaquero, also from POSD. And joining us from CSD, Ms. Elisa P. Valenzuela. And Jet Gabriel de la Cruz, Ms. Christine Joy M. Manuel from Controllership, and from the Office of the GM, Javier Miguel J. Santiago. Thank you for joining us today. At this point, we will briefly go over the ground rules for the open forum. Please refer to the screens for your guidance.
Ground rules. 1. The stakeholder consultation is focused on the discussion of the public-private partnership, PPP, project for the clustered ports of Balingoan and Jasaan. 2. Decorum, courtesy, and respect for the opinion of all participants shall be observed during the entire proceedings of the stakeholders consultation. 3. The role of the PBAC overall head secretariat is limited only to hearing the proceedings of the stakeholder consultation. 4. Questions raised by the participants should be answered by the stakeholder consultation panel, proponent. 5. The proponent shall provide their response, views, and comments on the questions asked and / or issues raised. 6. All stakeholders shall be given a reasonable opportunity to express their views, ask questions, and raise issues related to the proposed PPP project. 7. The entire duration of the stakeholder consultation shall be recorded for documentation and transparency purposes. 8. The stakeholder consultation shall be conducted in a transparent and inclusive manner to ensure meaningful stakeholder participation and public disclosure. 9. All comments, questions, and concerns raised during the consultation shall be properly documented and considered in the further development of the PPP project. 10. Only non-confidential and non-proprietary information shall be disclosed during the consultation in accordance with applicable laws and regulations. 11. The consultation shall uphold fairness and accountability, ensuring equal opportunity for stakeholders to express their views on the proposed PPP project.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now present the key highlights of the PPP project for the operation and maintenance of the clustered ports of Balingoan and Jasaan, Misamis Oriental. May I kindly request everyone to direct your attention to our screens.
Consultation on the Public-Private Partnership Project, Operation and Maintenance of Port of Balingoan. Conduct of Stakeholder Consultation Objectives. Outline of Presentation. 1. Objectives of the Conduct of Stakeholder Consultation. 2. Overview of the project's objectives, scope, and project location. 3. Public-Private Partnership PPP modality. 4. Project safeguards. 5. Major cargo handling equipment. 6. Key performance indicators. 7. Key service indicators. 8. Port tariffs. 9. Anticipated benefits to the port users, stakeholders, LGU, and national government. 10. Information on job creation and employment impact. 11. Economic evaluation summary. 12. Conclusion. Objectives of the conduct of stakeholder consultation in line with the IRR of RA number 11966 PPP Code of the Philippines. The conduct of stakeholder consultation aims to ensure transparency and accountability in the development and implementation of public-private partnership PPP projects by informing stakeholders of the proposed project and its key features. Gather feedback, concerns, and suggestions from affected communities, stakeholders, and the general public to improve project design and implementation. Identify potential social, environmental, economic, and cultural impacts of the proposed project at an early stage and address them appropriately. Promote stakeholder participation and social acceptability, ensuring that the interests of end users and affected sectors are considered in decision-making. Support informed decision-making by PPA management through the integration of public inputs into project planning, structuring, and approval processes. Overview of the PPP project, objectives, scope, and project location. Overview. Assess the feasibility of operating and maintaining the Port of Balingoan under a public-private partnership PPP framework. PPA intends to award the operation and maintenance of the port to the private sector for the next 15 years. Objectives. To provide guidance and comparative assessment on the economic and operational viability of the Port of Balingoan under the Public-Private Partnership PPP Operations and Maintenance O&M. To recommend to the PPA management the most advantageous mode of procurement and contract implementation. To ensure the provision of efficient port management and other related port services through better coordination and realization of economies of scope in port to satisfy the needs and expectations of port stakeholders/interested parties. Scope covers port facilities, traffic demand, financing, environmental and social safeguards, and implementation plan. Project location. Barangay Bauk-Bauk, Balingoan, Misamis Oriental. Location and geography, Port of Balingoan. Coordinate. Scan QR to view exact coordinate on map. Elevation. Sea level, with the surrounding town averaging 148 feet, 45 meters above sea level. Distance from Cagayan de Oro, 84 kilometers northeast. PPP modality. Types of PPP contracts vary in forms and conditions according to context, parameters, project's constraints, the degree of contribution required from each partner, the level of risk transfer and investment, and the desired outcomes. The type of public-private partnership contracts conceivable for the PPP of the Port of Balingoan is operations and maintenance. Project safeguards. Environmental impacts will be mitigated through strict compliance with national and international environmental regulations. Air pollution will be controlled by proper operation and regular maintenance of generator sets with valid DENR permits to operate. Water quality will be protected through the installation of wastewater and water treatment facilities, oil water separators, regular septic tank dislodging, and periodic water quality testing under DENR permits. Solid wastes will be managed through proper segregation, daily collection, regular inspections, and the establishment of a material recovery facility. Marine pollution will be prevented through daily collection of vessel-generated waste in compliance with MARPOL 73/78. Hazardous wastes will be handled in accordance with RA 6969 using DENR registered transporters and treatment facilities. Major cargo handling equipment. Cargo handling equipment gears. Forklift. Tow truck/vehicle. Service vehicle. Dunnage/wedges. Tarpaulins. Cargo platform trolley. Pallets. Safety equipment and gears. Color-coded trash bins. Safety shoes. Water pump with hose and nozzle. Safety vests. Fire extinguishers. Safety gloves. Water drum. Dust mask. Sand drum, half drum. Umbrella, big. Water buckets. Raincoats. Fire axe. Portable two-way radio. Shovel. First aid kits. Hard hats. Passenger terminal building. Kids play area with ergonomic play equipment. Fire extinguishers. First aid station medicines. Emergency lights. Garbage receptacles. Luggage trolleys. Water station for passengers. TV monitors. Electronic LED information board. Public address system. Wheelchair. Public Wi-Fi network. Cell phone charging station. Coaster or its equivalent for shuttling of passenger, POB to ro-ro berth. Key performance indicator. Key performance indicator and productivity rates. 1. Vessel productivity. Ro-ro passenger vessel. Average gross service time at berth per vessel, 1.15 hours. Average working time at berth per vessel, 0.20 hours. 2. Average tons per hour, break bulk conventional, 50.0 metric tons per NGH. Ro-ro, 70.00 units per NGH. 3. Port user satisfaction survey results, very satisfactory. 4. Minimum port user and passenger service standard, full compliance. Performance area and tangible criteria to measure the performance. Operational efficiency. At least 20% reduction in vessel turnaround time. At least 30 minutes reduction in waiting time. Production rate for ro-ro, 70 units per NGH. Break bulk, conventional, 50 metric tons per NGH. Containerized, self-sustaining 30 boxes. Optimal/effective utilization at 60 to 70% berth occupancy rate. Financial sustainability, 5% increase. Stakeholder satisfaction, at least 90%. Regulatory compliance, 0 non-compliance per audit results. 100% valid operating permits and licenses. PPA, environmental and safety compliance. 100% compliant to the International Ship and Port Facility Security, ISPS code. Economic growth contribution. At least 5% annual growth in TEUs. At least 5% annual growth in passenger traffic. At least 5% annual increase in ro-ro traffic. Risk management. 0 incidents of labor-related/facilities-related disruptions. Indicator, 0 major safety violations remarks. Targets, at least 2 drills per year. Response time less than or equal to 10 minutes. 0 incidents unresolved. 100% responsive. Port tariff. The port tariff rates for Tier 3 ports prescribed in PPA Administrative Order, AO, number 102019, uniform port tariffs for Tier 3 ports under the Port Terminal Management Regulatory Framework. Scan QR to view full documents for the port tariff rates. Anticipated benefits to the port users, stakeholder, LGU, and national government. 1. Tourism. facilitates travel to Camiguin Island, a popular tourist destination. The port development will improve accessibility to Camiguin Island, encouraging increased tourist arrivals, enhancing visitor experience, and supporting the growth of tourism-related businesses, thereby generating employment and boosting regional economic activity. 2. Trade and commerce enhances maritime trade and cargo transport, reducing congestion and improving logistics. Enhanced port operations will improve cargo handling efficiency, reduce congestion and logistics costs, and ensure the reliable movement of goods, strengthening maritime trade and supply chains for the benefit of port users, LGUs, and the national economy. 3. Economic growth supports business expansion and livelihood opportunities in Misamis Oriental. Improved port efficiency will support business expansion and livelihood opportunities in Misamis Oriental by enabling faster movement of agricultural products and other goods, increasing incomes for local producers and traders, and stimulating local economic activity. 4. Transportation hub connects passengers and goods to various destinations, improving regional mobility. The port will serve as a strategic transportation hub, improving inter-island connectivity, enhancing regional mobility, and facilitating the efficient movement of passengers and goods within northern Mindanao and nearby regions. Information on job creation and employment impact. 1. Employment opportunities. Direct jobs will include hiring local residents as dock workers, forklift operators, truck drivers, security guards, port clerks, and maintenance personnel. Indirectly, jobs will be created for mechanics repairing port equipment, drivers transporting goods to nearby towns, store clerks supplying port needs, and service workers supporting port-related activities. 2. Support for small businesses. Local small enterprises can supply daily meals and refreshments for port workers, provide tricycle and shuttle services for passengers, rent equipment such as forklifts or generators, and offer repair and cleaning services. As these businesses earn more income, they in turn spend locally, supporting other micro-enterprises and strengthening the local economy. Economic evaluation. Based on the data provided and computations performed, the economic evaluation of the project yielded, using base data, the following results. Indicator and value. Net present value, NPV, 26,410,549. Benefit cost ratio, BCR, 1.38. Economic internal rate of return, EIRR, 66.8%. Conclusion. The PPP project for the operations and maintenance of the Port of Balingoan is economically viable, socially beneficial, and operationally sound. The project will improve port efficiency, service quality, and safety through private sector expertise while ensuring compliance with environmental and social safeguards. It is expected to generate employment, stimulate local business growth, enhance regional connectivity, particularly to Camiguin Island, and support tourism, trade, and commerce in Misamis Oriental. With a favorable economic evaluation, positive NPV BCR greater than 1, and high EIRR, the project demonstrates strong value for money and long-term benefits for port users, the local government, and the national government. Overall, the PPP project will contribute to sustainable port operations, inclusive local economic development, and improved quality of life for the surrounding communities. Stakeholder consultation on the public-private partnership project, operation and maintenance of the Port of Jasaan. Conduct of stakeholder consultation objectives. Outline of presentation. 1. Objectives of the conduct of stakeholder consultation. 2. Overview of the project's objectives, scope, and project location. 3. Public-private partnership, PPP, modality. 4. Project safeguards. 5. Major cargo handling equipment. 6. Key performance indicators. 7. Key service indicators. 8. Port tariffs. 9. Anticipated benefits to the port users, stakeholders, LGU, and national government. 10. Information on job creation and employment impact. 11. Economic evaluation summary. 12. Conclusion. Conduct of stakeholder consultation objectives. Objectives of the conduct of stakeholder consultation, in line with the IRR of RA number 11966, PPP Code of the Philippines. The conduct of stakeholder consultation aims to ensure transparency and accountability in the development and implementation of public-private partnership (PPP) projects by informing stakeholders of the proposed project and its key features, gather feedback, concerns, and suggestions from affected communities, stakeholders, and the general public to improve project design and implementation. Identify potential social, environmental, economic, and cultural impacts of the proposed project at an early stage and address them appropriately. Promote stakeholder participation and social acceptability, ensuring that the interests of end users and affected sectors are considered in decision-making. Support informed decision-making by PPA management through the integration of public inputs into project planning, structuring, and approval processes. Overview of the PPP project, objectives, scope, and project location. Overview. Assess the feasibility of operating and maintaining the Port of Jasaan under a public-private partnership (PPP) framework. PPA intends to award the operation and maintenance of the port to the private sector for the next 15 years. Scope. Covers port facilities, traffic demand, financing, environmental and social safeguards, and implementation plan. Objectives. To provide guidance and comparative assessment on the viability of the Port of Jasaan at Kimaya, Jasaan, Misamis Oriental, for it to be managed and maintained through public-private partnership. To recommend to the management the most advantageous mode of procurement and contract implementation. Project location. Barangay Kimaya, Jasaan, Misamis Oriental, approximately 33 kilometers from Cagayan de Oro City. PPP modality. Types of PPP contracts vary in forms and conditions according to context, parameters, project's constraints, the degree of contribution required from each partner, the level of risk transfer and investment, and the desired outcomes. The type of public-private partnership contracts conceivable for the PPP of the Port of Jasaan is operations and maintenance. Project safeguards. Environmental impacts will be mitigated through strict compliance with national and international environmental regulations. Air pollution will be controlled by proper operation and regular maintenance of generator sets with valid DENR permits to operate. Water quality will be protected through the installation of wastewater and water treatment facilities, oil water separators, regular septic tank dislodging, and periodic water quality testing under DENR permits. Solid wastes will be managed through proper segregation, daily collection, regular inspections, and the establishment of a material recovery facility. Marine pollution will be prevented through daily collection of vessel-generated waste in compliance with MARPOL 73/78. Hazardous wastes will be handled in accordance with RA 6969 using DENR registered transporters and treatment facilities. Major cargo handling equipment. Equipment/gears, service vehicle, dunnage/wedges, tarpaulins, cargo net, cargo hook, cargo slings. Safety, equipment and gear, trash bins, water pump with hose and nozzle, fire extinguishers, water drum, sand drum, half drum, water buckets, fire axe, shovel, hard hats, safety shoes, safety vests, safety gloves, dust mask, umbrella, raincoats, portable two-way radio, first aid kits. Major cargo handling equipment. Passenger terminal building. Kids play area with ergonomic play equipment, first aid station, medicines, garbage receptacles, water station for passengers, electronic LED information board, wheelchair, cell phone charging station, fire extinguisher, emergency lights, luggage trolleys, TV monitors, public address system, public Wi-Fi network. Key performance indicator and productivity rates. 1. Vessel productivity, Ro-Ro passenger vessel, average gross service time at berth per vessel, 1.15 hours, average working time at berth per vessel, 0.20 hours. 2. Average tones per hour, break bulk/conventional, Ro-Ro, domestic, 50.0 metric tons/NGH, 70.00 units/NGH. 3. Port user satisfaction survey results, very satisfactory. 4. Minimum port user and passenger service standard, full compliance. Key service indicator, performance area and key performance indicator, operational efficiency, cargo handling rate, prod rate for Ro-Ro, 70 units per NGH, break bulk, conventional, 50 metric tons per NGH, containerized, self-sustaining 30 boxes, berth occupancy rate, optimal/effective utilization at 60 to 70% BOR, financial sustainability, annual port revenue growth, 5% increase, stakeholder satisfaction, passenger satisfaction rating, at least 90%, shipping lines/business satisfaction rating, at least 90%, complaints resolved, at least 90%, regulatory compliance, environmental compliance, zero non-compliance per audit results, valid permits and certifications, 100% valid operating permits and licenses, PPA, environmental and safety compliance, security incidents, 100% compliant to the International Ship and Port Facility Security ISPS code, economic growth contribution, increase in cargo throughput, at least 5% annual growth in TEUs, increase in passenger volume, at least 5% annual growth in passenger traffic, increase in ship calls, at least 5% annual increase in ship calls, risk management, operational disruptions, zero incidents of labor-related/facilities-related disruptions, safety incidents, indicator, zero major safety violations, remarks, targets, at least 2 drills per year, response time less than or equal to 10 minutes, zero incidents unresolved, gender equality, disability, and social inclusion, GEDSI, 100% responsive. Port tariff. The port tariff rates for Tier 3 ports prescribed in PPA Administrative Order, AO, Number 10/2019, uniform port tariffs for Tier 3 ports under the Port Terminal Management Regulatory Framework. Tier 3 ports prescribed in PPA Administrative Order, AO, Number 10/2019, uniform port tariffs for Tier 3 ports under the Port Terminal Management Regulatory Framework. Anticipated benefits to the port users, stakeholder LGU and national government. 1. Tourism. With its abundant natural bodies of water, Jasaan is one of the rising popular destinations for resorts and waterfalls tourism sites. Improved port infrastructure and services are expected to increase tourist arrivals, enhance visitor experience, and stimulate the growth of tourism-related industries, thereby contributing to local employment and regional economic development. 2. Trade and commerce. Enhances maritime trade and cargo transport, reducing congestion and improving logistics. The project will enhance maritime trade and cargo transport efficiency by improving port operations and logistics systems. This will reduce port congestion, shorten turnaround times, lower transportation costs, and ensure the reliable movement of goods. These improvements will benefit port users, local government units, LGUs, and the national economy by strengthening supply chains and supporting commercial activities. 3. Economic growth. Supports business expansion and livelihood opportunities in Misamis Oriental. The operations of the Port of Jasaan will enable the efficient movement of goods and people, resulting to increased business and economic activities in the municipality, and would hence uplift the social, political, cultural, and economic status of the people. 4. Transportation hub. Connects passengers and goods to various destinations, improving regional mobility. The port will function as a key transportation hub, providing seamless connectivity for passengers and goods to various domestic destinations. Enhanced inter-island linkages will improve regional mobility, promote economic integration, and support the efficient movement of people and commodities within northern Mindanao and neighboring regions. Information on job creation and employment impact. 1. Employment opportunities. Operationalization of a port offers employment across a wide range of sectors, including logistics, warehousing, shipping, and administration. Direct employment will include hiring of local residents as dock workers, truck drivers, forklift operators, security, and maintenance staff. 2. Support for small businesses. Port-related activities support jobs in the manufacturing, retail, and service sectors. Economic evaluation. Based on the data provided and computations performed, the economic evaluation of the project yielded, using base data, the following results. Indicator and value, NPV 7, 517, 920, BCR 1.39, EIRR 62.43%. Conclusion. The operation and maintenance of the Port of Jasaan is technically feasible, financially viable, environmentally sound, and socially beneficial under a public-private partnership (PPP) framework. The project demonstrates strong financial indicators and manageable risks, affirming its long-term sustainability. The study concludes that the port's modernization and operational enhancement will significantly improve regional trade, logistics efficiency, and connectivity, supporting the broader economic development goals of Misamis Oriental and Northern Mindanao.
Okay, those are the salient points of the PPP project for the operation and maintenance of the clustered ports of Balingoan and Jasaan. You may get a copy of the presentation. Just kindly present the QR code for the link on our presentation. Yung QR code, please. Okay, you may browse through our presentation.
Stakeholder consultation on the public-private partnership term sustainability. The study concludes that the port's modernization and operational enhancement will significantly improve region Oriental and Northern Mindanao.
We have there the copy, the QR code for the feasibility study. Okay, right now, we shall take this opportunity to have a photo with you. Secretariat, kindly guide in the photo op.
You can stay in your respective seats, no? Requesting all the photographers as a mga stakeholders. Okay, now we proceed with the panel.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, consistent with the IRR of the RA 11966 or the PPP code and the applicable guidelines promulgated by the PPP Governing Board, we shall ensure this consultation is inclusive, fair, transparent, and well documented. We also have here the presence of the Secretariat who will help us in the documentation of this entire proceeding. May we remind stakeholders, kindly designate a representative to speak on behalf of your association, company, or your port user group. For proper documentation, the representative shall first state his or her name and the organization he or she represents before raising any concern. Issues should be presented one at a time to ensure that everyone has opportunity to be heard, and each speaker will be given a maximum of 2 minutes to present his or her view or concerns. In the same manner, the proponent or PPA shall be given sufficient time to present their responses, views, and clarifications on the issue or concern raised. So we remind everyone to maintain a respectful and professional dialogue throughout the discussion. So now we open the floor for your questions, comments, and recommendations. You may kindly approach the mic at the center should you have a concern. Okay. First question coming from. Do we have questions? This is your opportunity to give your feedback, comments, and recommendations on this proposed PPP project. Yes, sir. Kindly approach the mic and state your name and your organization.
Good morning. My name is Johnny Makabasa, the Municipal Planning Development Coordinator of Jasaan. We are very thankful for the PPA for putting the cargo port there way back in 2017. It helps realize the vision of Jasaan to be a transshipment hub, no, a gateway in this part of Misamis Oriental. One observation, this is a feasibility study, right? Ako tingali mas suggest po dapat ma-include sa feasibility study is not only that port has the potential of decongesting the traffic here in Cagayan de Oro, but if you see what's happening now is traffic, no, from Cagayan de Oro to Hasaan, especially if you have a flight from the eastern Misamis Oriental up to Lagindingan Airport, barangay Quezon diri. In fact, when I was in college, Hasaan to Cagayan can be commute lang less than 1 hour. But now, if you have a car, at least 2 hours na, one way lang. No? Na yung mga times. So maybe Port of Hasaan is a solution basin og na ay mga potential dia for ferry shortcut from Port of Hasaan to Lagindingan Airport because Aboitiz, Ayala Group also are planning their own. We heard, we have not yet know it officially to establish a port there. So basig ba-include na sa activity study, no? Port shortcut from Hasaan to Lagindingan because Hasaan to Lagindingan by land is 72 kilometers. But if you go straight by water, mga 20 kilometers na siya, no? And then straight pa yun. And also, I don't know if this is part of the feasibility study, no? But I would like to hear the port management. What are the plans of PPA regarding eventually it will impact the whoever will manage because there will be proposed projects, expansions. Are there expansions? What are the limits of the proposed expansion of the existing cargo port? Gamay ra maging ang port, no? As you can see in the picture. And we have heard, and in fact, PPA is consulting LGU Hasaan for their proposed projects, and then na mga apektahan nga sektor, especially unlike Port of Balingoan, which is naka-separate gid siya, ang Hasaan is abay gid siya sa Peace Port project. No. Na peace port project, a major fish landing area in this part of Misamis Oriental, which will be greatly affected should there be any expansion in Port of Jasaan. Now, one concern of the fisher folks there, kay ang ilang mga kondikto, mga tapay-tapay, blow ng tapay-tapay, kawayan, di ba, tagas kayo. Ana, and then, asa naman daw sila. Muna siya. I'll just mention this because eventually, mo kuan gini siya, mo come up gini siya nga problema kani ang saon mo diha. We heard in the feasibility study there is a planned passenger terminal building. Now, currently wala passenger terminal building dito.
Okay, sir, excuse me po.
Okay,
Thank you.
Muna.
Yes, thank you, sir. Allow me to manage the discussion. Earlier, you have presented 2 points. You're asking for the plans for the Port of Jasaan, and then the second one is you're raising on the concerns of the fisher folks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us address first this issue one at a time.
Yes, sir.
So let us hear from the panel on your query regarding the plans of Pantalan. And by the way, let us encourage to speak either in Tagalog or in English para magkasinabot na.
Okay.
Magkaintindihan tayong lahat. Okay? So thank you. So on the first issue, on the plans of PPA for the Port of Jasaan, we now refer to the panel.
Magandang umaga po. Regarding po sa development ng Port of Jasaan, PPA sa proposed project sa Jasaan po. So we have a proposed project, proposed extension of RCPR. Then meron din kasama siyang Roro ramp. Also may proposed port operation building and port operational area. Meron nung proposed covered walkway para sa mga pasahero. Meron pong dinidonate ang LGU Jasaan na access road kasi yung pong existing access road doon napakaliit. So yung pong donation is nasa legal po for evaluation. So yun po yung proposed development sa Jasaan. Tatabaan ko kasi yung Peaceport base ito sa kalsada na dinodonate ninyo sa PPA. So, isinama na po namin sa proposed development yung paggawa ng kalsada base ito sa pinasurvey ng LGU na binigay sa amin. Yun po, sir. Tapos po, sir, yung proposed portion delineation dapat po ay ma-aproban ng LGU para magkaroon tayo ng boundary. Yun po. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Parafina from the PPDED. Okay, on the second issue, on the concern of the fisher folks, Mr. Makabasa, sir, would you like to elaborate on the concern, particular concern?
Yes, sir, because it was mentioned the access road to provide kasi yung entrance is masyado napakaliit. Okay, the LGU of Jasaan is very amenable to that. In fact, we have already requested Sangguniang Bayan to grant, to donate portion of its property along the port to give way for the access road. Now, that's the concern of the fisher folks because the proposed access road will traverse the docking area of the fisher, the tapay-tapais, no? They are fishing vessels. Now, there was a proposal we heard from PPA no formal communication. We have not received LGU, only talks because included in the plan is to put up a passenger terminal building. Yes, sir. And then I'm just voicing this out, no, because there are no available areas in the Port of Jasaan for a passenger terminal building, and the PPA in their plans, they have their plans also. They consulted to us about putting a passenger terminal building on the existing Jasaan Port, which is very operational and operating as we speak now. And the concerns of the, well, it's good. But there was a proposal that before that area of the Port can be utilized for the construction of a passenger terminal building, it will be transferred. Yes, sir.
Doon sa operational area, doon po yun ilalagay yung passenger terminal. Hindi po sa Peaceport.
Okay, sir. I'm confused. Yes, because
development plan na ginawa namin. Kasi nga, it is a Peaceport, hindi po namin pwedeng lagyan ng facilities outside ng PPA. So, doon sa left side, facing the sea, magkakaroon po doon ng port operational area, doon po ilalagay yung passenger terminal.
Yes, sir.
Sa left side po, yung side po sa kanan eh. So, hindi po doon sa sinasabi ninyo.
What I mean, I said that I'm confused because there are PPE people coming to Jasaan, showing us the proposal to. In fact, we have diagrams, we have layouts on the existing Peaceport.
Regarding po dun sa port development plan, meron po tayong latest. Yung sinasabi niyo po baka may mga nagpunta, aminado po yun, that's recognized na merong mga nagpunta earlier, but those are mga series natin consulting with the LGU as well. But as of now, we have the latest na feasible and realistic natin na plano based sa sitwasyon sa area. So I think ang Port Management Office po ay magkakaroon pa ng further coordination sa LGU Jasaan. The fact na ongoing din po yung ating donation doon sa magiging access road. So ang hawak ko po yung, ito po yung na-carry na development plan, and we'll also communicate it to the LGU po. Ito po yun. Yung naka-flash on screen.
Okay, we have a rejoinder.
Yes, sir. That is the latest plan. But,
yes, sir.
But still, the access road, because we will proceed with the access road, will greatly affect the Peaceport right there on the
So yung parang mga mini blocks. Oo. Opo. Hindi lang to na sir, no, na pagka receive namin ng plano to, meron pa tayong follow-up coordination nito kasi considering po na Fishport or fisher folks ang involved dito, kailangan po din po natin ng coordination with another agency which is the PFDA. So ito po yung direction din ng PMO, given na meron tayong plano na development plan na na-receive from head office. Meron po tayong another series po for our PFD for to consider ang sitwasyon ng mga fisher folks na apektado ng project na to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then gusto ko lang balikan a bit no yung sinasabi ni Sir on the traffic situation from Jasaan to Cagayan de Oro. Tama-tama po itong project na to kasi hinahanda natin ang Port of Jasaan for sea connectivity. At the moment kaya po meron tayong feasibility study or meron tayong ganitong consultation para maisama po natin sa ating feasibility study kung ano po yung ibang sea connectivity na maaring ilagay para sa Port of Jasaan. So yung sinasabi nyo that could cut the travel time from the Jasaan area going to even Lagindingan, I think base po sa mga plano, meron pong pending na ganyang connectivity na ilalagay sa Lagindingan side. But ang mas mahalaga po siguro ngayon is maihanda natin ang capability na ating port to receive that kind of traffic because we are contemplating a passenger service between Hasaan and Lagindingan. So with this project, once we have completed the passenger terminal building, then it would be easier for us to even pursue another connectivity on the Lagindingin side. Meron po yung naka-pending sir na on the Lagindingan, possible Lagindingan na, but it might be a private na proponent. So ihanda lang muna natin ang ating Hasaan side. Dahil paghanda yan, I am certain that even the private sector, the private counterpart would have that interest kasi merong sister port. Hindi naman pwedeng maglalagay sila tapos walang maayos na pantalan sa Hasaan side. But well noted po yung inyong input at i-consider po namin sa ating final na feasibility study.
Okay, thank you very much, PM Toto and Engineer Parafina. And thank you also, Mr. Johnny Makabasa from the LGU Hasaan, okay, for that concern or issue. Okay, now let's move on. Since we've started sa Hasaan, let's proceed for other concerns and comments, suggestions for specific for Hasaan, and then we'll proceed with Balingoan. Okay. Questions? Okay, last call. Wala na. Yes. Ma'am, kindly approach the mic and state your name and your organization.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Salon of Camiguin. My question lang po is Hasaan ready or operational during or before the award or the turnover?
Okay, would like to hear from the panel.
Ang sitwasyon po natin sa Hasaan ngayon, meron po tayong current dyan na mga vessel traffic. However, because of the potential nga sa passenger, kaya po maglalagay po tayo ng passenger terminal building. Nasa development plan ng PPA. So at the moment, as to the readiness, it's capable of receiving cargo only na mga vessel. I believe ang connectivity niya ngayon is sa Ginsiliban. Regner, no? Coming from and other cargoes bound for some ports in the Visayas. But as to readiness, the port is ready depending on the particulars ng vessel sa kadakuon sa vessel nga mo call din ha. But passenger definitely at the moment wala tayong passenger facility.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's move to the next question or issue concern. Yes, ma'am. Kindly approach to me.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Miss Chair. Good afternoon po. Good morning, panels. I'm Wendy Sonsa from PCBSI Port Terminal Management Corporation. We are currently operating the port of Balingoan, but these questions goes for both of the ports po. So, well, mainly po doon sa result ng financial feasibility study po yung aking mga questions. So number one, what is the basis nung 5% growth rate po for both dun sa ports? Tapos compounded po ba itong annual growth rate na ginamit dito? Tapos may mga ibang scenarios po ba na ginawa si yung nag-conduct ng feasib study, like may mga years ba na may mga lower ang growth rates? Tapos nakita ko din po na KPI po siya eh. So ano po yung mangyayari kung hindi ito na-meet? Meron po bang market analysis na ginawa po na included dun sa feasib study? Like yung tanong po kanina ni Sir, nabanggit niya din po doon na madaming mga private, non-commercial or commercial ports na katabi. Tapos po, yun lang po muna.
Okay.
Sorry po yung baka pwede din pong maipakita yung volume na ginamit doon sa projection kung paano nag-arrive po doon sa EIRR sa at saka po doon sa net present value, magkano po yung magiging mga capital investments?
Okay, thank you so much. No, we have Miss Sonsa from PCBSI. Okay, so the question is related to the financials. May I recap? I hope I captured it well. You are asking for the basis of the 5% growth rate. Is it compounded annually? And the scenarios considered for the said growth rate, and market analysis and basis for the projection of the EIRR and PB and other ratios. For that matter, may I refer to the panel for response? Thank you.
Thank you also, Ma'am, no, for your queries on the financial side. I'd like to refer your queries on that aspect to sa technical working group natin who worked on the financial aspect. I'd like to refer it to PM Cathy Esto of PMO NCR South. Siya po yung merong full knowledge on the computation, even the growth rate that was used. But as to the other queries mo, ma'am, kasama po yun sa draft namin na FS at we're just getting clearance or clarification whether initially the document can already be made accessible to the public, particularly the participants of the stakeholder. But nonetheless, I'll give the floor to PM Cathy.
Thank you, PM Toto, sir. Good morning, everyone. For the first question, what is the basis of the 5%? The basis of the 5% growth rate is based on the average increase in the GRDP of the port of the Cagayan de Oro. And for the next question on we did conduct sensitivity analysis when we do the financial viability of the project. We have 3 sensitivity analyses. First is the base case scenario. Second is the 10% decrease in the cost, in the revenue, 10% decrease in the revenue. The next scenario is 10% increase in cost. And the third scenario is 10% increase in cost and 10% decrease in revenue. All of this scenario resulted to a financial viable project. And do you have another question? For the market share, for the traffic, taking into consideration the private ports in the Cagayan de Oro, we did consider the market share of both of the Port of Balingoan and Port of Jasaan. We would this data we get also from the Port Management Office of Cagayan de Oro with the help of the Finance Division of PMO MOC, Ma'am Sai.
So, ma'am, to clarify po, it is assumed that the growth rate will continue compounded to increase by 5%. That's the assumption po dun sa volume. Yung follow-through question ko po doon, if what will happen if this will not be met? Kasi parang nakita ko po part din po siya ng KPI.
KPI, you mean
yung target po, ma'am. Target na financial viability, 5% annual growth rate. Parang ganun po.
For the project itself, we do not set a KPI on the volume. The KPI is more on the operational aspect of the project. The productivity for the vessel handling, for the satisfactory performance in terms of passengers.
Okay. Sir, may we be enlightened on the part of that slide po, yung sa financial na 5%.
Here we request the presentation of the slide pertaining to EIRR and NPV. The service indicators. Okay, Secretariat, please. Yeah, the key service indicators.
Baka may iba sila nakita. Baka may penalty sa kanila eh.
Pero hindi na nga
Wala naman. Wala.
We are just retrieving the PowerPoint version of the presentation so that we can make an exact referencing yung query ni ma'am. That's for the port of Balingoan, ma'am, no? Or Jasaan, or both? Yeah. Can we go back to the KPI slide, the PowerPoint version?
Meanwhile po, yung other queries po with regards sa volume na ginamit po doon sa projection.
Also for just for the information, the body, we have the word or narrative version of the presentation. In fact, yung na-present natin earlier are just the salient points or features of the draft feasibility study natin. And that's the very intention or objective of this undertaking, for us to get also your comments and feedback on that draft. So we will make it available. In fact, we have the QR code if you want to have an access of that document. Also, can you flash it on screen, technical staff, so that our participants would be able to get a copy, including all the assumptions and the traffic analysis na andun po sa draft document natin.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes po.
yes. Sir, good morning po to the panel. PM Kathy.
Ma'am, kindly introduce your name,
Hello,
please.
hello. Good morning. Angeline po from PCBSI also.
Thank you.
Just a follow-up question also. Dun sa financial study that was conducted by the committee. The committee mentioned or explained po the growth rate that was used in the basis of the growth rate. Although our observation po is with the growth rate, those are economic factors considered and economic formula. But was actual operational and logistical trends considered in the projection or the assumptions made on the growth rate? For example, as mentioned by the other participants, nearby ports, private ports, other government ports, logistical trends like change of modes of handling, change in modes of transportation, land transportation through trucking. Were those logistical trends also considered in incorporating it in making assumptions for a 5% growth rate? Also, we appreciate the salient features of the study that was presented by the committee, by the technical working group. Although it was conclusions that were presented, may we know what volumes were considered, what rates were considered in the computation that resulted in a financially viable project, also in addition to the other financial questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Before we proceed, shown on screen are the key service indicators as requested earlier.
Just to point out the question of Miss Wendy, our understanding here is this is the key service indicator that will be used to measure the performance of the project and the project operator. And part of the key service indicators under financial sustainability is a 5% increase. But this 5% increase is a projection or the assumption. Now, what the question is, what happens now if the projection or assumption does not materialize, but it's made part of the key service indicators in assessing the performance of the project? So what will be the impact then if the projection does not materialize? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. May we hear a response from the panel?
Attorney, with regards dun sa first question on whether we consider, aside from the economic factors, the average GRTP, to conclude with a 5% increase on the traffic projection. And yes, we did include that in our projection with the analysis of the PMO and the Port of Balingoan and Port of Jasaan's operations personnel. We are taking this initiative, or we are conducting this PPP project to expand and to maximize the potential of the port. And with regards to the tariff that we considered in the computation, we use the Tier 3 tariff currently prescribed under PP Administrative Order number 09-2019 for Tier 3 ports. I think the QR code is posted earlier during the presentation. And the other question on what will happen if the key service indicators were not met by the operator. I will give to PM Gen. They are the one that set the key service indicator.
Thank you, PMCAT. Good morning po. PM Jen from NCR North. For the key performance indicators po, the Port Management Office of Misamis Oriental Occidental Cagayan de Oro conducted the time in motion study for the KPI for them to come up with this prescribed KPI. Siguro ma'am, yung concern nyo po is yun sa projection, tama po ba? Doon sa financial sustainability. Sa KPI po kasi doon lang tayo nakafocus sa operational KPI na yun pong susunod na slide after nun sa key service indicator, yung KPI and then the productivity rates. So doon po tayo nakafocus as to the vessel productivity, the RoRo passenger vessel, the tramping, the average tons per hour, breakbulk, and conventional. And then yung port user satisfaction survey and minimum port user and passenger service standards po. So yun ma'am. Hindi po, bali dun ma'am sa projection po ng annual port revenue growth and percentage increase, halimbawa 5%. Kung hindi po yun na meet, wala po siyang effect doon sa KPI.
Okay. Would that suffice, ma'am? Or do you have any further clarifications or rejoinder?
Thank you, Ma'am Jen. PM Kathy, just a follow-up question. Because you mentioned, ma'am, that the tariff used was the tier 3 rates. So this is under the assumption that the tier 3 rates will be implemented 100%. Was there an assessment po made regarding the responsiveness or acceptability or reception of the port users that will be, or the public that will be impacted by the tier 3 rates regarding their acceptance? Because by experience in other ports, we are unable to implement the tariffs 100% because of the acceptance or response of the port users or the public that are impacted by these higher rates. And so we are constrained to, we are unable to implement 100%. It's also what triggers changes in modalities of transportation, such as land transportation and trucking. And so that's why some of the volumes that are projected actually spill over and are not materialized. So with this, was this also considered in the projection, the 5% growth rate projected?
Thank you, Attorney Ange. Actually, this is part of this stakeholders consultation is to get the feel of the public, of the port users, who will the target users of the Port of Asan and Port of Balingoan on the projected tariff. That's why the tariff is presented earlier. And as to the question, on the acceptability, or did we consider the did we factor?
I think the question is, did we consider as part of the assumptions, are the other factors or trends coming up right now? For example, the switch of the transport from, I think, ferry to land transportation. Well, are you stating the panel bay that had happened in Misamis?
Yes, actually, ma'am, it's a trend that's happening across all PTMC ports now implementing the tier 3 rates. So it's a response of the market to the higher tariffs in changing the modes of transportation, and that's why some of the volumes that were projected did not materialize. So just learning from the reaction or the effect of the tier 3 rates in the ports that have already begun implementing it but unable to 100% implement it, since we're already conducting the feasibility study for this one. Just for clarification, if the trends that are actually happening, are they already incorporated in the future ports that are being studied?
Currently, Attorney Ange, we are currently constrained to follow PPN Administrative Order Number 09-2019, the prescribed port tariff for Tier 3 ports, and ports of Balingoan and ports of Jasaan are considered as Tier 3 ports. So again, we are conducting the stakeholders analysis to get the comment of the public on the tariff to be imposed once the PPP project is implemented at these said ports. And maybe I can give the floor to PM Toto with regards to, are there any other mode of transportation, or will the port user have other options once the tariff has increased at the Port of Balingawan?
I think it would remain the same, considering even the major connecting or the other counterpart port will be coming in. So it would remain the same. So we are just very optimistic that traffic will continue to increase, as the trend right now even suggests that some of the shipping operators have intended to even deploy additional ship calls at particularly at the port of Balingoan. But as to the changing mode, I think basically for cargos, it remains as RoRo. Tama ba, Edsel, no? For
Yes, sir.
Balingoan. And even for passengers, because on the other side, Camiguin is really very aggressive in their campaign in regards to tourism, making it a tourism destination. So I think we are optimistic on the 5% at least GRDP growth rate that was used for the duration of the project. But hopefully that would be a even higher actual growth rate when the project will already be implemented.
Okay, thank you, PM Toto. We have another question.
Hindi naman po. Ay, thank you for that, PM. Thank you po, panel. Given that parang sa pananaw namin, so ibig sabihin, yung pinakita pong financial viability kanina is a perfect scenario. Kasi po, right now, Balingoan, kapag ka non-prime yung kargamento, meron tayong 94.9 per metric ton. And for dun sa uniform port tariff rate kasi sa tier 3, 543 siya eh. So that is 5 times higher. Ang nangyayari po dun sa mga kargamento na naka-loose na yon, itinatrack po nila. Tapos kung outbound man siya, type 4, magiging 516 pesos for 20 plus metric ton yung kayang i-load ng isang type 4 na truck. So 543 times 20 metric ton versus 516 pesos is what we're talking about here po, no? Tapos, ang Balingoan ngayon, merong 60,000 plus metric tons average annual volume, if I'm not mistaken. Ay, hindi. Sa loose bags pala, there's 20,000 metric tons kasi yung iba dry bulk eh. So, may we suggest na lang po to consider this shift dun sa mode of handling in consideration dun sa revenue na pinoproject po para dun sa port ng Balingoan and Jasaan po.
PM also, just to add po, no, and just to add po dun sa what you mentioned, right now what you're observing is there is a growing trend, but are these shipping lines also aware that there is the potential increase in tariffs, so that growing trend might then come to a stop or mag-plateau because of the sudden increase in the tariff. So
Yeah.
right now there might be a growing trend, but are they aware the taas po yung tariff?
So thank you, Attorney Ash. No, well noted on your inputs and your feedback. For one, I think we invited even the shipping lines to attend this stakeholders consultation. So we have Light Ferry, I think, here. But again, in the interest of time, no, we have the process and the procedure. Should you have other inputs in relation to the draft feasibility study, you can submit your position paper. The usual, it's 10 days from the conduct of this activity, and then we'll consider all the inputs to the formal position paper submitted by all the party of interest related to the PPP project for Balingoan and Jasaan. So you have 10 days from today to submit your position paper so that we can also consider, and you might have other inputs na hindi po namin na nakita, or pwede nating ma-enhance yung ating draft na feasibility study considering your inputs. So we thank PCBSI for your initial comments and feedback, but you would further appreciate if you could formalize these as well through your position paper submitted to, you can submit it na lang through the Port Management Office of MOC, and then we will endorse it to head office.
Okay, thank you very much, PM Toto and Attorney Ibona from PCBSI. Okay, so we've discussed lengthily on the financials. Let's proceed to the other aspects. May we hear from other stakeholders? This time, we'll proceed to the Port of Balingoan. Any questions, clarifications, and concerns specific for Balingoan? Sir, kindly approach the mic and introduce yourself and your organization. Thank you.
Maganda po sa lahat. Sa lahat na nandito. Rinon Ortiz po, the planning officers of Balingoan. And may I ask the Secretariat to please yung site dev ng Balingoan, kasi as LGU, sabi ko nga sa kanila, sa inyo yung operation, pero yung sa development ng area is part po yung LGU. Pwede ba ma-flash yung parang sa asaan kanina? I think nandun sa presentation. Kasi para ma-explain namin kung ano yung kailangan talaga doon sa Balingoan for operation. Because the LGU Balingoan is always support the PPA. In fact, for my teaser, bumili na ho kami ng lupa para doon sa mga bahay na maapektuhan doon sa road leading to port. And then, pwede ba ma-shock? Hindi ba? Okay. Ito yung problema, and then it was brought out during the port meeting at Balingoan, and also it was brought out during the provincial development council. Kasi as we all know, Balingoan is an alternate hub, o kaya Balingoan is a gateway to Camiguin. Okay. Ito po yun. Yan man. Pakisong. Okay. Thank you. Yung dito sa kabila, ditong sa left side, yung proposed, hindi sir, baba sir. Dito sa National Highway. Taas mo pa. Hindi. Okay. Yung proposed access road by DPWH, it's owned by the private individual. And then, yung ginawa namin kasi pumupunta man talaga yung port manager niyo sa office of the mayor asking for the collaboration as well as for the development. Yung proposed access road by DPWH is owned by private lot, private individual. And then yung ginawa namin is pinasurvey namin as LGU, as part. Tiningnan namin kung ilang square meter ba yung dapat na kakainin ng road. Kasi yung proposed ninyo na entrance is nandun na nakatapat sa private na lupa. Ang ginawa namin is once na na-survey is it was 495 square meter yung dapat na bibilhin na private lot. And then ginawa din namin yan, nakipagtulungan kami sa, sir, yung pumunta tayo doon sa DPWH asking na kung pwede gawan nila ng DED and POW para naman ma-propose namin kung how much yung para doon sa kalsada para port leading to road access to the port. And then by the time na nag-change ng administration yung provincial government, hindi na namin na-pursue. Kasi yung plano kasi ng former governor na bilhin na lang yung lupa para ma-access yung port. Pero I hope na malabi ito ulit doon sa provincial government na kung pwede, bilhin na lang yung 495 square meters para talaga ma-access talaga itong proposed ninyo na access road by DPWH. Yun po yung pinaka-problema ng LGU Balingoan kasi yung proposed ninyo na entrance is yung harap noon is private lot po, sir. Yun yung yung first ko. And my second question, sir, is ano ba yung participation ng LGU doon sa sinabi kasi niyo kanina doon sa feasibility study na mag-hire ng local skills like such driver and then forklift operator is ano ba yung participation ng LGU? Kasama ba doon sa kumbaga operation kung pwede ba na yung sa LGU mag-certify na ito talaga na tao is from Balingoan? Dalawa lang po yung question namin, sir. First is paano ulit malabi yung 994 square meter na lupa na owned by the private lot. And then, pero yung ginawa namin, hindi kami huminto kahit na wala na yung previous administration. We still negotiate the landowner na kung pwede, magkaroon kami ng contract na kasi yung existing situation kasi dyan sa Balingoan, mataas yung queue ng sasakyan dyan sa National Highway. And then, especially kung peak days like, yung Holy Week, taas talaga. And then, kaya nga, binibigyan namin ng leeway yung may-ari ng lupa na kung pwede, gamitin namin yung lupa niya as temporary parking area para wala na talagang mag-park doon sa National Highway. Ma-decongest yung National Highway ng Balingoan. Pero yun ang dalawa yung concern namin. Kung pwede, mailabi ulit yung 594 square meter and then yung pag-hire ng local na mga skilled worker. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Ortiz from MPDO of Balingoan. So the questions raised is one is on how to lobby on the acquisition of the titled lot, and then second on the participation of LGU with regards to the labor force for the Port of Balingoan PPP project. Okay, may we rep to the panel for response. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for raising again the concern no sa yung road access ng ating Port of Balinguan. For the information po ng ating representatives from the LG Balinguan, this matter is continuing pa rin ang ating pag-follow up nito. Even sa RDC level natin ay kumbaga pending to na matter. At well, we also have to understand ang dynamics natin sa gobyerno na it may quite take a lengthy process. Pero rest assured po na hindi naka-agenda po to every time because that is also the priority even at the RDC Regional Development Council level that all roads leading to ports, na-raise na po natin yan na kung posible po ay seamless ang connectivity even sa access natin. So we'll just make constant follow-up with the other agencies involved, particularly kasi yung DPWH nasa RDC din naman. So, and they are, sila yung may mandato kasi pagdating sa road right-of-way ng mga public na tinadaanan. But rest assured na fina-follow up natin yan. On the second concern po natin on the local hiring, ang magiging setup po kasi pag na-implement po ang PPP project, meron tayong operator. At ang operator po ang magiging responsible in the recruitment and in the hiring ng kanilang mga empleyado at workers. So hopefully para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, ang employment policy po ay nagbabari po yan per employer. So hopefully we could enjoin even the operator that there must be their policy of priority for local hire. But we can even enjoin at the time na mayroon na tayong operator. Pero yun yung magiging setup. I think on a more practical sense, mas advantageous po yun na local po ang ating mga workers sa Pantalan dahil ang Pantalan po ay nag-operate 24/7 po yan at talagang kung malayo naman ang kanilang residence ay impractical po sa mga workers natin. So rest assured that those two of your concerns in parallel with even outside the feasibility study, the PPA is looking into this and will make sure na may resolution po siya.
Okay, thank you very much, PM. Now, it's almost 12 o'clock already. We'd like to hear one more question or issue from the body for both Balinguan and Jasaan. Okay. Calling once, twice. Okay. So, in compliance with the IRR of the PPP code, all comments raised today have been properly recorded and they will be considered in the review of the project's feasibility study. Moving forward, the Secretariat will consolidate all feedback and this will be incorporated in the project evaluation and refinement. And we are really thankful for all your inputs and recommendations and suggestions that will form part of this PPP project. For those whose questions, hopefully walang hindi na-address, or for those who have follow-up inputs, you may submit your position papers together with your recommendations directly to the PPA within 10 working days from the day of the conduct of the stakeholders consultation. Position papers submitted after the prescribed period will not be considered for evaluation. Meantime, flash on screen is the email addresses to which you can submit your position papers. Kindly take a shot. And meanwhile, we will also be displaying on screen the QR code link for our online pool. We encourage everyone to take a few moments to respond to that survey so we can consolidate all your feedback and gauge your concurrence with the project presented earlier. Okay, nakuha na natin. So, just take a shot. You may answer later on so that the Secretariat can consolidate. With that, we express our gratitude and appreciation to everyone for your active and meaningful participation in this stakeholders consultation. Thank you for taking time to share your perspectives and for engaging in a constructive and productive dialogue. Maraming salamat po, and I'll turn you over to Ms. Cassie. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Sir Edsel. No? So before we conclude, may we request everyone to kindly accomplish the client satisfaction measurement form. So your feedback is very important to us and will help improve future engagement. So flash on screen is our CSM. Okay, thank you so much. To formally close today's program, may we call on Ms. Daisy P. Tangkalagan, the Administrative Division Manager, to deliver the closing remarks. A round of applause, please.
Our distinguished guests, esteemed stakeholders, partners, and colleagues, good noon. As we formally conclude this consultation, the Philippine Ports Authority extends its profound appreciation to everyone who took part in today's activity. Your presence, active participation, and valuable insights underscore our shared commitment to advancing port development through collaboration and professional dialogue. The perspectives and recommendations presented during this consultation and any position papers that will be submitting or that you will be submitting will serve as important inputs in refining the proposed projects for the ports of Balingoan and Jasaan. Rest assured that these will be carefully evaluated and integrated in accordance with the policies and development goals of PPA. This consultation reflects our continued dedication to transparency, stakeholder engagement, and responsible governance, ensuring that our port projects remain responsive to the needs of our stakeholders and host communities. Once again, we thank you and we look forward to sustaining this partnership as we work collectively toward a safe, efficient, and sustainable port operations. Thank you very much and a pleasant day to everyone.
So this concludes our stakeholder consultation. Thank you and have a pleasant day. And we have also served refreshments at the back. So thank you so much.